We're live, and if you got the tweet video or the Instagram video a few seconds ago, you know what we're going to talk about. If you didn't, shame on you for not catching that. But yeah, tonight we are talking about Severin films. I was speaking to my good friend Corey earlier on, and if you're not subscribed to his channel, I do recommend it. He does some great stuff, including some really cool music. And he asked me, he said, I'm getting some films. I'm looking at getting some films. I'm not quite sure what to get. Hey, happy late St. Patrick's Day to you, Bonner. And so I sat down tonight, I mentioned a couple things to him, because he is picking up the Hemisphere horror set, which I'm actually thinking about now, because I'm getting some birthday money coming up in the next week or two. Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day. Tonight we're talking about something all you horror fans are really gonna like. So if you're a fan of horror, or you're a fan of of this company in particular, you're probably gonna really enjoy this video. So if you didn't enjoy the Disney stuff that I did yesterday, Motel Hell is a fantastic little film. I actually really like that one. Oh, by the way, just dropped a new podcast as I was coming on here, which is worth listening to after this video, and that's on a new Scream Factory one, actually. So I just sat down, guys, and I watched this, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys have probably picked this up already. This is Skinner. Came out from Severin. It was part of their Black Friday package last year. But you know, was a kind of a pre-order package. So this one kind of came out a little bit later. So this is the outer cover. And what I really like about this is that a lot of times you'll get a slip cover, and you know it'll be exactly the same picture on the inside as it is on the outside. Not in this case. No. In this one here. So this is of course, if you've never seen Skinner, then it's that's Ted Raimi's character of Dennis Skinner right there, with the silhouette of Tracy Lord's character. And on this one here, about it for Tracy Lord. Dude, this is actually a really fantastic film, and I definitely recommend the upgrade. I'll talk about it a bit, actually. And this is actually, I thought about that, Jesse, when I was first time I started watching it. And this is Ted Raimi down here doing one of the infamous scenes where he's killing one of the prostitutes. Now, Skinner is definitely one of those films that that got lost on the wayside because of because of what was behind the scenes. So what's his name? Ivan Nagy. Hey, Corey, you actually inspired this video, man. Was a director. He actually directed a lot of stuff. Got to get it better early. If you haven't got this one, B-Movie Archive, I put this on a high to get recommend list. And I'll say why right now. Basically, I watched the film, and I watched all of the features on this one here, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, without any hesitation at all, every single feature on this is fantastic. Every interview is interesting. It's not one of those cases where you get one interview would be kind of good, and you get one that's kind of slow or kind of a dud type of thing. No. Every single interview that's done for the Skinner disc is fascinating. Oh, see you later, PlayStation 9. Have a good one. We've got an interview with the director here. He talks about his career. He talks about basically getting out of Hungary during the Hungarian Revolution. He talks about his work as a photographer, about films that he made before that, about working on TV and graduating to TV films. Eventually, he talked about meeting Heidi Fleiss. No, I got this a ways back. Did you not, Jesse? Did you not see my unboxing that I did a while back? Dude, I wore my shirt and everything. My All Colors of the Dark shirt. There's an interview with Ted Raimi He's very proud of this film, actually. The interview, the editor of the film, and that is freaking fascinating. He minces no words at all on what he thinks of the director of the film, and on his opinion, because the director of this film was the boyfriend of Heidi Fleiss, the Hollywood Madam. So if you're a little younger, you might know the Heidi Fleiss story, but it definitely is something to Google. They made a few movies on it too. So he's the guy that was her boyfriend, like directed this film, and the star Tracy Lord's character is an ex-prostitute in the film, and coincidentally, her name is Heidi. I couldn't make this up if I tried. Oh, do you not have Skinner, Corey? Oh, definitely. It's not. It doesn't have like super gore, but it does have some cool gore. My favorite slasher, my favorite movie of all time, actually, is Black Christmas. So I guess that's one of my favorite slasher films. My favorite slasher franchise is probably Friday the 13th, though. But Black Christmas is my favorite film. This one here, basically, there's a guy named there's a girl here named Tracy Lords who named Tracy Lords. New Wave Hookers is a different film with Tracy Lords, which you can't get anymore without her scenes cut out. Unfortunately, she was too young actually when that was done. But there is a release of it without her. No. So basically, Dennis Skinner is a serial killer. He kills and skins. This is not there's no spoiler of this. It's pretty blatant. He kills and skins prostitutes. There is a victim of his that lived, played by Tracy Lords, and she's been scarred, and she is on the hunt for him. She's been following him for a while, and she wants to destroy him. Basically, she wants to get him for all the pain and suffering that he put her through. Meanwhile, he's coming to this new town. He moves into he gets a bed-sitting room in a house rented by Ricky Lake. Yes, that Ricky Lake. And she's there. Her husband's on the road a lot. They're having marital problems, and she becomes slightly interested in this character of Dennis Skinner. He gets a job at a factory where he kind of cleans up in that, and gore ensues. It's a really cool film. Yeah, Corey, I thought you had this one, but definitely recommend this one. If the slip's still available, man, get the slip version. Because as you can see, it's not the same. It's like actually a different cover. Oh, she was amazing in Exorcism. I totally agree. And she's incredible in this. Tracy Lord is actually a really good actress. People tend to forget that fact. Not so much now, because she's done a lot now, like Crybaby and stuff like that. And this one right here. This movie it's got a Silence of the Lambs vibe to it, but I'm one of the weird people that'll be honest, and I will tell you this right now. They're not the same type of their film, except for the fact there's a killer that skins people, like wears a flesh suit. But I don't hate me for don't stone me for this. I prefer this. I like this film. It runs at a swift 88 minutes. I definitely recommend it. Every interview, the writer of the film on here, he talks about all the trouble he had like getting it done. He actually went to Hammer Films to try and get Skinner made, and he had quite the interesting conversation with the head of Hammer Studios, which I won't Nightmare Honeymoon. I haven't watched that. Wait a minute, that one's coming out. I have a feeling I got that on my list of ones to grab. Wait a minute, who's putting it Nightmare Honeymoon? It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't remember right now, but I think it's on a list of movies to buy. Hey, Brian, I know you don't like some of these type of horror stuff sometimes. I do recommend this, and I do recommend it strongly. Skinner moves fast, it delivers in every possible way. The acting is fantastic. Ted Raimi does an amazing job in the role of Dennis Skinner. Tracy Lords is incredible in this, and her character. Oh, nice! Did you like that? That's actually me and my better half did that one together. We did like a 2-part video on that one, and it's a great film, by the way. Yeah, I can't begin to like even like just let you know how good Ted Raimi is in this film. Actually, everybody is good in this film. Richard Schiff actually has a small part. Trust me, if you don't know the name right now, once you see him, you'll recognize him. He's one of those character actors that does a lot of stuff. Highest recommendation for Skinner, guys. I just got to sit down and watch it tonight. Definitely, it's B Movie Archives. It is a fantastic film, and I had I had to put on my watch pile. You know, when you get a watch pile, kind of adds up there. Oh yeah, and as soon as you see Richard Schiff, man, if you Google him right now, you know who it is right away. Hey, Movie Mac, man, it's been a long time, dude. I have not seen you in a while. I recommend this 110%. Oh yeah, he's one of those guys. He acts in a lot of stuff, kind of like Michael Ripper with Hammer, right? Like he's in every Hammer film. You might know Michael Ripper's name as soon as you see him. You know who he is. As soon as you see Richard Schiff, you know who he is right away. Oh no, Skinner is with Ted Raimi, Ricky Lake, and Tracy Lords, and Schiff. Richard Schiff's really good in this too. He plays like kind of like a sleazy motel owner. Oh, okay. Oh, dude, I feel you, man. A few years back, I actually had hernia surgery, and yeah, Ricky Lake from the talk show. She's an actress first, I know you know that, but she did, Cry Baby, she did a lot of John Waters stuff. She did like, Bud TV movies, but she's really good in this. Her, she plays like this. She's married to this guy, and he's kind of a lug. He's on the road a lot. He's a truck driver. They're having a hard time making ends meet. And that's why she rents out a room, and the room just that she rents out happens to be to Dennis Skinner, who is a psychopath. But I don't want to say anything else about the film because really, guys, discover it yourself. It's a fantastic little watch. It has been years since I've seen this film, years. So I felt like I was going and watching it fresh again, like I'd never seen it before, with brand new eyes. It's such a good way to go see this film. It's a film that you hear the word Skinner, and you hear like flesh skinning, and you think it's going to be like super ultra gory. It's got a couple of decent gore scenes, and it's got like and it's done by K&B, like early K&B. I don't have Next to Kin yet, but it's definitely on my list of ones that I want to get. I'm waiting for a Severin sale to come up. Actually, I'm in between two. I'll get to that after, because today actually I'm gonna focus on the Severin, but I promise you I will do a top 11 slasher one, and I will dedicate that one to you when I do it. And I'll do that in the very near future, I promise. But I'm going to go through everything Severin that I got. And the one thing I want to say right now is that not a problem. And thanks for the suggestion, by the way, because I need those. I want to hopefully consistently make these videos as regularly as possible. Oh, no. Dude, I always make a mental note of movie recommendations. Just because I didn't acknowledge it right away doesn't mean I didn't see it there. And I love that when people actually recommend films on here or talk about other films as well. That's kind of that's kind of what this thing's about. It's a movie club. That's a good thing. Off topic, like I said before, is amazing. It can be awesome. I've started to deep dive into Severin's catalog recently. When I went to when I went to Ontario, I went to Toronto. Actually, I like that movie too, but I don't think I got it actually. I ended up buying a few Severin releases. I had some from the Severin sale from last year some that I watched, some that I hadn't. Well, I live in Canada, Movie Max, so it's different. Like hernia surgery for Perry Mason. I actually like Perry Mason. Hernia surgery for me, well, it's free. I just had to wait. I had to wait a while, actually. I'm not sure what it's like there, but I was put on the list, and I suffered a bit. It wasn't that long of a wait, I got to be honest with you. But afterwards, it's a bit painful afterwards. The film, the one you just mentioned, yes. Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking of, put the name up again. But I'm pretty sure I did. I think I did. But yeah, so Movie Mac, you're going to be on your back a bit after the surgery. Understand, pain medication, stuff that you take, depending on what they give you, it's going to go one of two places. Yes, Ashley, the Blu-ray is loaded with, well, it's got like some great interviews on here, and it's a great upgrade from like back in the VHS days. Touch of Scandal interview with the director, Andrea Skin interview with star Ted Raimi, a bargain bin VHS for $1 interview with the screenwriter, Cutting Skinner interview with the editor, which is really great. It also has a flailing sequence outtake, so there's like this extended take. So this movie had some brutality cut out of it, which you actually get to see in the here as well. I think that's one I would have watched with my dad, because he does like bring a lot of that stuff up. So, yep, it's the guy from Evil Dead. Well, his brother directed him, and he was like, he did a lot of the stunt work, and was in Evil Dead 2, Fake Champ and all that, and of course Hercules and lots of films like that. But if you're looking to look into a new genre and to a new company that does genre work, and you haven't like dove into Severin's films yet, then whoa, hold on a second. My cat is over there, and I'll be right back. Severin is a company to look into. I'm 100% serious. He was walking up the stairs, and the poor guy almost missed the steps. So he kind of clunked, and he caught himself. But I had to check. Yeah, Severin is really, really killing lately with the releases. Next of Kin is an Australian release. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but when I originally saw Next of Kin, I remember liking it a lot. Next of Kin is kind of like Skinner. It's where it's been in the VHS days since I've seen it. So seeing it now, I don't remember a lot. But it's something that's high on my list of ones to pick up. If it's the one I'm thinking about, anyway. Oh, I have 3 cats actually. I've got Bruno, and Hubert, and Scaredy, and they're all rescues. Well, yeah, cat's got that kind of like slick move where they catch themselves and stuff. But sometimes, it's unintentionally hilarious. So if you're not familiar with Severin stuff, and I've done my Severin releases before, I'm just going to go through pretty quickly. I'm going to show you my... Hey, James, dude, welcome. It's been a while. What got 5 stars? Is that Next of Kin? Go ahead. I love cat stories. Tonight, James, we are talking about Severin. And I know you probably got it, but if you don't, definitely 110% Skinner. Way, way better than I remembered, and I rewatched it tonight, and the features are freaking incredible. So we're going to go through kind of quickly the releases that I got to kind of give you an idea if you've never bought from Severin before, or if it's been a while, just to show you some, basically my collection, the stuff that I got, and to hopefully get some recommendations out of this. Now, I knew you would. Great minds think alike, James. Actually, just the last thing I saw before I came on here was your Instagram pic. There we go. So first up is a Blaxploitation film called Blackenstein. Is it one of the best Blaxploitation films? Not really. It's a fun film if you like Blaxploitation. It's interesting. What's really interesting is, well, unfortunately, the writer producer of this film was murdered. So there's some stuff on that on this release as well. So if you're interested in like in true crime type of thing, that's that's mentioned on here. And unfortunately, that's probably what this movie is best known for, is the fact that the writer producer was killed, was murdered. But fun little film. You like Blaxploitation? It's pretty light. What's kind of cool is they actually put two versions of the film on here. So there's the theatrical release version, and then there's like a kind of like a video release version of this one as well, right? Yeah. So theatrical version of this ran at 78 minutes long. Once it came out on video uncut, around 87 minutes long. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll never lie to you when it comes to this stuff. In my opinion, it is not one of the best Blaxploitation films. I want the package, James. I'm actually going to talk about that in a little bit. So stay, because I want that package. And Death Warmed Over, I'm pretty sure that's the George Eastman one, right? That's one with George Eastman. Because if it is, hell's to the yeah. 21 Cats is a lot. You got to have a lot of space for 21 Cats. But yeah, but it's neat. It's got like if you're got an interest in Blaxploitation, usually they have a sale every once in a while. I do recommend checking it out if you're interested in the story behind it as well. One that you really need to check out, B Movie Archives, and I put this at the kind of at near the top, if not the top of my Blaxploitation, at least my Blaxploitation horror list. There's a movie that Kino put out called Sugar Hill, and if you have never seen Sugar Hill, it is, in my opinion, the top Blaxploitation horror film. Oh, it's Escape from... Oh, thanks. So, is Death Warmed Up over the Australian one then? I'm getting these mixed up, James. I do apologize. I think Death Warmed Over is the Australian one though, right? Because they've been putting out some Australian stuff too lately. I kind of want them all. They got two Emmanuel films. Well, that women's prison one. So there's Emmanuel and Francois, and there's the other prison one, which I think is the Emmanuel film as well, right? Right? I think it is. Just not called Emmanuel, but you spelled it right. Blackda is really cool. Blackda I'm from Newfoundland, by the way, Ashley. Not here now. I'm in Nova Scotia right now. But Newfoundland star. There's a Newfoundland star by the name of Gordon Pinson. Became very, very famous. Like, got Oscar-nominated actor. One of his, like, an early role for him, early, like, big Hollywood role, he plays the New York chief of police with a really strong Newfoundland accent in the movie Blackula. So when you watch it again, you'll hear the accent, trust me. But definitely one worth checking out. Next up is one that I showed on here a while back, and I gave it a strong recommendation. It stands. I've watched this one at least probably around twice since I originally saw this one, because it did interest me. The features are really good on this one as well. Dude, never be sorry to go off topic. I sometimes go back and like mute it. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Hope you didn't get hit with too much now. I sometimes mute myself, and I'll go back and I'll read what you guys are saying. Because I find that interesting. Sometimes I don't find me so interesting, but I find your comments interesting. So if I miss something, I do tend to go back, especially if there's a lot of comments, and I'll like mute my video and I'll like just read the comments in the comment section on the side. Pets eating a master. That was actually. I work on break right now. And I came here. Perfect break time, right? We're talking Severin. Skinner, Mark, worth having. Also, if you don't have it, Devil's Honey. Strongly recommend this one. It's a really good film. It's a Lucio Fulci film. It's not a horror film. It is, no, I wouldn't even call this a thriller. No, this is a psychosexual drama with film, and this is going to seem really weird for a Lucio Fulci film that deals with how people handle grief and abuse. Oh, thank you. Actually, I appreciate that. Anybody that gets alerts when I'm doing a live stream. Hey, Andy, how's it going? We're talking Severin by Skinner. That's Devil's Honey, great film. It's a very different, like, Lucio Fulci film. A lot of great features on here as well, by the way. Interview with actor Brett Halsey, with the actress as well, Corinne Clary. We got an interview with the producer on here, interview with the composer. Stephen Thrower does an interview on here as well. There's an audio essay with Troy Howarth, who did like a... That actually is a really good idea, Cubic Lover, so I will do that one. I'll do like a top 12, though, make it kind of like different. Definitely, guys, pick this up. Fantastic film. It's different from Lucio Fulci stuff. You're expecting to see gore. You're not going to get to see a lot of that. You're expecting to see zombies or anything. That's not going to be in it. You're expecting to see nudity. Lots of that in there. I'll tell you what, guys. With all the talk of blaxploitation tonight, my next video, I'm going to try and do it, is probably, yeah, hopefully it's going to be my next video. I'm going to do a blaxploitation video, because I do watch a lot of blaxploitation. So we can do a deep dive into blaxploitation, and I'll show, like, through action and horror and, like, you know, the different blaxploitation that's out there, and we can talk about that. I don't do anything on Twitch yet, James, though I, like many Amazon Prime owners, I do have like a Twitch account. They're like right there, and I keep being asked to go on Twitch, so I got to figure it out, because it would be nice, and especially right now, where I'm trying to get, hopefully, across to a wider audience. And as you know, you've been here for a while, James. I'm kind of stuck at that spot. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Brother Friend, No Plans. I would consider blaxploitation. Not, yeah. Next up is Canucksploitation, and that is Kathy's Curse. A film that for years was lost on shoddy Mill Creek releases and stuff like that. And then they put out this amazing restoration of Kathy's Curse. It may not be for everyone. I've got like it's kind of like a, I don't want to say like an Exorcist. I guess it's along that vein of like an Exorcist style thing. Sadly, yes, I have. I have that sad life. Oh, nice. Yeah, let us know. But yeah, great release. Awesome features. Kathy's Curse. I think when it came out, you see this face here? I think there was like a mask, like a cardboard mask or something like that came with the Kathy's Curse bundle back in the day that it was done. Again, if you like Canucksploitation, it's got to be in your collection. Okay, the next one. I need Beyond the Door, actually. I don't have Beyond the Door. Didn't they put that out on Introvision? You got the mask? Nice! Okay, this is one maybe not everybody needs to own. Yeah, I try to watch at least a couple movies a day, when I can. Even when I was like working like hardcore, I tried to at least watch one. Kind of gave me time to relax, especially because I used to work nights. So when I get home, I couldn't sleep. I'd be hit with a bed of insomnia, and I'd want to eat because I'd ate throughout the day. So I'd watch a film usually before I went to bed. Sometimes I couldn't really sleep. I'd watch a couple, depending on how long it was. Next up, okay, maybe this one isn't for everybody. Beyond Seventhor. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, it is terrible in a good way, and I need to have that film. I don't have that. I'm not sure if did you see my early birthday opening yet, James? I got some awesome stuff. The Sinful Dwarf. Sheriff. That is awesome. I used to want to be that. I'm hiding the semi nude, I guess, on there. This is a limited collector's edition. You put this out on like on DVD back in the day, and then they remastered it. A lot of features on this one. There's actually an extra film, an X-rated film, just so you know, right out of the gate, called The Blue Balloon, which actually, ouch, is really cool. It's not the. Can I show the back of this case? I'll just check. Yeah, I think I can. I had to hide like one sequence there, but. But it's it's a bizarre film. It's a weird film. You're watching a lot at one time, man. And this one, like many of them, like was 3,000 copies of this one. I guess once it's sold out, it's sold out. You don't really think that. Sometimes, Zakatan, I just think you're, yeah, evil. I don't think you'd be watching my channel if that. Do I like the Hellraiser movies? It depends on the Hellraiser movie you're talking about. I like the franchise as a whole. They're not great films. I like the first two, love them. Symphony of the Dwarf's a weird film. It's not really like a horror film. I guess you could kind of think it's like, what would you guys call it? Anybody here's got Symphony of the Dwarf? It's got this weird character, and he like chains up girls, and a strange kind of like sexploitation horror. This is something that would only come in the 70s, 60s or 70s. The Last Shark, I haven't seen that in years, man. First time I heard about that one. Like the first four. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was not a big fan of the last couple, actually. But yeah, Symphony of the Dwarf, definitely. It's an interesting little film. The next one is about as far from Symphony of the Dwarf as you're going to get. That's the Barbara Steele, a Queen of Horror, Nightmare Castle, Castle of Blood, and Terror Creatures from the Grave. Yeah, it's a triple feature with the beautiful Barbara Steele, and it is fantastic. There's some great stuff on here. People ask me what the biggest bonus is. Having 2 extra films, that's the biggest bonus on this one here. But again, there's like some interesting stuff here. There's a commentary on I think on Castle of Blood. There's like a conversation with Barbara Steele on here. A feature with the director of one of the films as well, and I think it's from Nightmare Castle. Oh yeah, definitely. So if you don't have this one, Cubic Lover, I think this is one you'd like. Fantastic. This is like I think 2 of the 3 are classic black and white films. I know that Nightmare Castle is definitely black and white. Very cool transfer if you like Barbara Steele. I know, I finally got the Barbara Steele, man. I kind of wanted to like, you weren't, I don't think you're online. I was going to like text you. She wasn't, yeah. Fellini's 8.5 is my second favorite Fellini film. No, it's my first favorite. I go back and forth between 8.5 and Amarcord. But I think, 8.5 is my favorite Fellini film. But, poor Clint Howard, hey? Yeah, definitely. If you like the classic stuff, it just goes to show you. You're a little late, Carlos, but I still got a lot to go through, so you're not too late. Also, Carlos, buy Skinner. Buy the movie Skinner from Severin. I'm not joking. It's fantastic. Features are incredible. La Dolce Vita. I haven't seen Dolce Vita in such a long time. Yep, unfortunately, it is sold out, so if you can find yourself a copy at a decent price, grab it. The second sight release of When a Stranger Calls is the definitive for that film. You're going to want that soundtrack. Trust me on that. It's a really good soundtrack. It's a killer. Anyway, next. Oh, you definitely need that in your collection, Andy. A really great film, fantastic presentation, great interviews, and it's one of those cases where basically every single interview, every single feature is interesting in its own unique, different way. But there's not a snore, there's not anything that lags or drags or anything when they're talking. It's all really interesting takes on this film, and so many different takes. What the director thinks, to what the writer thinks, to what the star thinks, to what the guy that actually edited the film. After it's fascinating. Happy Birthday to Me, good film. Did you get the indicator just now one? Text Chainsaw. Oh, yeah. Am I showing a zombie movie today? Yeah, I am, actually. You'll see. Not quite yet, but there's one coming out. Future Shock, Stir of 2000 AD. Fantastic documentary. If you're from the UK, then you know 2000 AD for sure. It's a comic. You know, it's an anthology comic that came out in Britain. They had so many famous authors, like comic book authors and artists come from it. Everybody from like Neil Gaiman to Alan Moore. Oh God, there's so many of them, from I think Grant Morrison, David Gibbons, Peter Milligan. If you're a fan at all of Silent Rage, is definitely a slasher film. Think of it as Halloween meets Chuck Norris. That's kind of what it is. Especially the first 10 or 15 minutes. The opening sequence of Silent Rage is a pretty brutal slasher film. Kung Fu horror. Kung Fu horror. Seven Brothers Meet Dracula, man. But yeah, if you're at all a fan, if you grew up maybe around the 90s or when the whole Vertigo comics were kind of a huge thing, and you've seen like things like Preacher or Sandman or Judge Dredd, stuff like that, then you're really going to want to have this. This is incredible. There's hours of like extended interviews afterwards. It's fascinating to check out, and definitely grab this one. Arrow put this one out as well, so it's up to you which release you want to get. If you're in the UK, there's an Arrow release. Dread. If you like Dread, man, you're probably going to like this, because this, 2000 AD actually came from Dread. Well, Dread came from 2000 AD. That's where the comic got started, and they do talk about the genesis of Dread, and they actually talk about the original Sylvester Stallone film as well, and their thoughts on that. Actually, it's really interesting. One of the greatest documentaries I have seen. That I just love this one. Riff Jackson's Silent Rage. Man, you've got all. I'm super jealous of your collection of that type of stuff. Next up, Lost Soul, and then dude, yeah, definitely check it out. This is the doomed journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau. And I will do an update slasher guide down the road, but definitely if you haven't seen that one, check it out. It'll give you some ideas, and I'm going to do a top 12 slasher film thing coming in the near future as well. Actually, it was so you'll see that. If you have not seen this documentary, guys, Richard Stanley is a fascinating person to hear talk. Richard Stanley can make the phone book fascinating. Sort of. See, Richard Stanley is the director of movies like Dust Devil and Hardware. Very unusual, eclectic style films. More than likely you've seen them, and they've come out in different versions. Now, yes, exactly, Carlos. This is about the Marlon Brando film, the Marlon Brando Val Kilmer film. I knew James has this. And this talks about, have a good night, dude. Dust Devil was really good too, actually. But dude, if you haven't seen this documentary, Richard Stanley's favorite book of all time is Island of Dr. Moreau. I'll see you later, B Movie Archive. You watch it on Netflix. What's really cool about this, James, and this is the 3-disc House of Pain edition. Have a great evening, man. Check out this film, by the way. He was a huge fan of the Island of Dr. Moreau. He wanted to make the definitive edition of this film. Was his biggest, was his biggest dream, and you can see how Richard Stanley's dream becomes one of his biggest nightmares. And you might like Val Kilmer as much after this. I'll tell you that much right now. If you're Val Kilmer, because he's a bit of a dick. I'm not gonna lie to you. He comes off cross a bit of a dick. Richard Stanley's a weird guy. I mean, like there's a portion in this film, and James knows this, where he talks about talking about voodoo, and casting spells and to help get the movie done. It's really interesting. So there's different editions of this film that are out there. So I don't. That's not me. I don't think I'm very. He's a strange guy. So there's, extra interviews, outtakes with on this one, and trust me, you want the extra interviews. Oh yeah. Oh, and he does great. He's a fantastic job. Well, as my favorite Batman's Michael Keaton, by the way. But it's he's a dick, man. He put Richard Stanley through hell to the point of if you kind of remember the Island of Dr. Moreau, the one that came out with Marlon Brando, and you don't remember Richard Stanley's name being attached to it, that's because no, it's cool. Richard Stanley didn't end up getting to finish the film. So what's the 3 discs? That's what's really cool about this one. So on the second disc is called the H.G. Wells Files. It includes and you're going to like this, especially, I think, Kubrick Lover, The Island of the Lost, Insel der Verschollen, I guess, the recently discovered 1921 German version of Island of Dr. Moreau. So you get that on the second disc. You also get H.G. Wells on film, feature with expert Sylvia Hardy, and an interview with Richard Stanley talking about H.G. Wells. On the third disc, which is actually a CD-ROM, or CD, yes, it's an audiobook recording, and it actually has Richard Stanley reading the entire book, Island of Dr. Moreau. So, dude, Brian, Kubrick Lover, this is meant for you. It's got, a fantastic documentary that if you haven't seen it, don't see it until you buy the disc, because you can deep dive it. It's got a 1921 version of the Island of Dr. Moreau, a German version, and it's got an audiobook where Richard Stanley reads the Island of Dr. Moreau. So, and I'll just open up to show you guys. So, of course, this is the disc, the first disc there that you normally see. And this is the H.G. Wells Files right here, that disc. And right here is the CD. It's a good one, though. It is a really good one. And it is the 3-disc set. There's a 2-disc set that doesn't have the audio book in it. I personally wanted the audio book, so that's why I grabbed this one. But, whichever one you're into. A couple more documentaries and we get back to the regular stuff. This is again, what I consider a very fascinating documentary. And eventually, I say eventually, it's inevitable. That being said, I personally like to see them come back. See westerns come back. I'm a big western fan. It's just that nowadays when I see like some of the newer westerns, and a lot of them are lower budget though, they look like movies that were filmed now. They don't look like westerns. They're too clean, they're not dirty enough. If you understand what I mean. Frank Henenlotter put out, speaking of something that's slightly dirty. Yeah, it's cyclical. It'll be interesting to see what'll happen after this first wave's finished. On the $3, exactly. I'm always surprised because it seems like a new Danny Trejo movie is birthed into my $5 Walmart DVD bin on like almost on a monthly basis. That's Exploitation by Henenlotter. Now this deals with like before the porn industry came into it. It deals with like kind of the nudie cuties and the hygiene films and the loops and stuff like that. Logan to me was a western. If to be totally honest with you, that Logan was like the closest thing to like of a super western as you got. The grizzled gunman with that one last mission. That's Exploitation. Fantastic. It's over. This one runs about like 136 minutes long. Kino sales kill me, man. They always do. Exactly. So when I say that's a high compliment for Logan. There's over 3.5 hours of Sexploitation shorts from the Something Weird archives. If you're not familiar with Something Weird films, you should get yourself familiar with them because they put out a lot of really cool weird stuff. And there's actually a really good audio commentary with Frank Henenlotter and Something Weird's Lisa Petrucci. I think I'm not sure it's pronounced. We'll go with Petrucci. Next up here is a Kung Fu one. If you're a trailer fanatic and you like this stuff, you're gonna love this one. You put out 2 of these. I have only got your sense may be right. You'll find it very soon, actually. I've only got the first one, based, I guess, on the book that Rick Myers put out, and that is Kung Fu Trailers of Fury. And Rick Myers actually does a commentary on this one. It is a fantastic Kung Fu trailer tape. If you're a fan of Kung Fu films, I definitely highly recommend this one. I give it the highest recommendation for this type of stuff. I give it the Leroy Green recommendation. And if you know Leroy Green, he's a guy that knows his Kung Fu stuff. There's a featurette on here. There's actually a couple featurettes, but what the really interesting thing is there's an audio commentary with Rick Myers who knows his Kung Fu stuff. He's the guy. He's the Kung Fu guy that the people go to. Some rarely seen trailers on here, as it says right on the back. And some of the trailers, just Way of the Dragon, Death Blow, 2 Champions of Shaolin, Daggers 8, Snake the Eagle Shadow, Shaolin Wooden Men, The Story of Drunken Master, Enter the Fat Dragon, Brutal Boxer, and many, 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 many more. So there you go. Kung Fu Trailers of Fury, definitely recommend it. Next up is a cool little one, and if you got one of the first 3,000 of these, it's even cooler. And I think because this one wasn't a huge one that a lot of people knew about, you might still be able to get the one with the bonus, and that is House on Straw Hill. Now, House on Straw Hill is a really kind of a cool film. If you recognize that, that's Udo Kier. Linda Hayden is in this film. She actually didn't think a lot of it with this film. Fiona Richmond is in this one as well. There's a ton of nudity in this one. It's a different film. Linda Hayden, a lot of people know from things like Blood and Satan's Claw. Yeah, Blood and Satan's Claw. Okay, there we go. I wasn't quite sure if that was one she was in. They do. Definitely Movie Max one to look into. Do you have this one? Especially if it has this. So it has a documentary called Ban the Sadist Videos. It's a documentary on video nasties. It's a really good documentary. And Carlos, that's the thing. This one here has got the Blu-ray, the DVD, but it has a documentary. And any documentary on the video nasties era, strongly recommend. I am fascinated with the video nasties era of film. So definitely worth checking out. And somebody's question is about to be answered. Sort of. Whoa! Getting slippery on me. Sliding across. Yeah, definitely. If you're thinking about getting it again, the documentary is a must. My opinion on A Spit in Your Grave. I like the film. I mean, some of the acting is, yeah, but I Spit in Your Grave is one of those films that it's definitely not for everybody, and you should know going in that it's going to be a disturbing watch. But it comes from a very sincere place from the filmmaker. It wasn't done to be in a film of high exploitation. I Spit in Your Grave is one of those movies that does make you feel uncomfortable, and it should, because when you're doing that sort of topic, you hope to God that it doesn't titillate you, that it disturbs you, and I Spit in Your Grave succeeds in that. Yeah, actually, I'm very excited to check that out. It's actually from the same director as well, so because Camille Keaton is coming back, and Zier is actually directing it, so that'll be interesting. Unfortunately, the sad part is he made that film after, coming into contact with somebody that it's a hard watch, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a hard watch, Carlos, and it's definitely not something light. You got to be in the right mood to check that out. It was a film that was made because the director came into contact with somebody that did have that happen to them, that was raped. He brought her to a hospital, and he was there when she was, yeah, same director. And oh no, that's there's a couple knockoff kind of semi. There's supposed to be sequels, but they're just in name alone. But he brought her to the hospital. The police came by and they interviewed her, and they treated her they treated her really badly. And his anger about that actually is why he made the film. That's where it came from. It was cathartic for him, I think, and his way to give a voice to the victim. Joe Bob would actually probably do a really great commentary on that, and I'm guessing he's going to mention in much greater detail the story that I'm telling you right now. Next up, and Zombie 3. You guys know I love these films. I'm a huge Italian film fan. I had to have this one, especially since it does have the CD soundtrack to Zombie 3 on here, and I'm a huge soundtrack person. Death Wish 2, again. Not my favorite Bronson film. It's one of my favorite Death Wish films. My favorite Bronson film is probably 10 to Midnight. I do recommend that one. It's a really great film. But it's high up there on my Michael Winter films. So Zombie 3, really, really cool when you want all the zombie films. I figured you would. And I really like this one. It's got, directed by Lucio Fulci, also directed by Claudio Fragasso, and actually I think Claudio Fragasso might have wrote this one too, right? Yeah, he wrote it too. You can always tell. It's got a dark ending, written by Claudio Fragasso. Actually, yeah, can actually, the one that hold on. This is the 88 Films release for Zombie 3. You can tell I'm a big fan because I got both versions of it. This one here has got a... No. Actually, let's check out the features right here, right now. So there's something here on this one called what's that? Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. So this is the Zombie 3 from Severin Films. This is the one that has the soundtrack on it. It has an audio commentary that is not on the 88 Films edition. I think some of the interviews are gonna go over, but you need that one for the commentary. This one here is the limited edition version of Zombie 3 that was put out by 88 Films. It actually has a kind of one of their their art card things, and it has this here called Moreau, which is an interesting little kind of documentary, kind of reflections on Lucio Fulci, and which is the reason that I had to get this one as well. So, and it's got a really cool slip. Oh yeah. So, on Blu-ray, there's 3,000 copies of this one. Dude, Severin put it out. It's got the soundtrack and everything. Fantastic. And when Severin put that out, they did not put that out alone, dude. Do you know what else they put out? Of course you do. Zombie 4, After Death. I really like this one. And again, this is Claudio Fragasso, written, I think directed by Claudio Fragasso under the name Clyde Anderson, but it's Fragasso. I'm actually a big Fragasso fan. People tend to not think highly of him because of Troll 2, but I think he does some pretty cool stuff. I did really enjoy this film. I thought it was really fun. There's some really cheesy stuff in it. There's actually Jeff Stryker's in this film. He was actually an adult star. I know you've never been a lover of him, have you? It's Fred Krueger eyes. Actually, you're right. It kind of does. This is the soundtrack for Zombie 4. Again, I love the fact that the not no, dude, not yet. I'm hoping that the Birds is going to come out. Zombie 5, but they haven't done it as of yet. But if you're looking to upgrade, Severin put both of these out and with soundtracks and bonus features. They actually interview Fragasso and the screenwriter on here as well. They interviewed Jeff Stryker, Chuck Payton is his name, and they interviewed Candace Daly, who was in, what show was she in? Yeah, Young and the Restless. So if you're a Young and the Restless fan, she used to be in that show. I love this cover, by the way. And I love the sexy, new, Severin's gotten to do these black cases, and they're awesome. I love the cases. So next two are some limited edition ones, and I think, and Movie Mac, you can let me know. Did Vinegar Syndrome put these on their site as well? There's the Soledad and Miranda, Jess Franco films. There is the Vampire Lesbos, and again, what? Let me just check for you, dude. I do not mind doing that. I was just looking at the Severin Films page here recently, so I can actually find it pretty fast. Sometimes they put them out like if you. I don't know if you ordered from Severin before, Ashley. Yeah, see, James. I think me and James are secretly related. Or at least we have the same opinions on a lot of this stuff. Fragasso rocks. I need to get. I hope there's a really good. I need a really good version of of Rats. You know. It is fairly highly rated. So I'm trying to find out for you here, dude. Come on. So it looks to be around $28.99 for Zombie 3 and Zombie 4, like for each of them. I'm not quite sure if there's a package. I don't see a bundle for it. There might be, but I don't really see a bundle here right now. Now, that being said, dude, they do go on sale, like every once in a while. Severin does have sales. And you can always check on, like, hey, Scotty, welcome. So what's really cool about this, and I'll always, like, pimp this out, is that it's got the slipcover with the name and everything on it. This one here actually has, like, a DVD, like an alternate Spanish language version of the film. The art, it's got, basically, it's unaltered, like, nothing like taking away from the actual art of the disc. I love that. That's actually really cool. And as you can see, there's this is actually not a bad film. If you've ever seen Count Dracula with Christopher Lee, that's the the Jess Franco one. This is better. I'm not even lying. This is better than the Count Dracula one. That in my opinion, anyway. Where you at? All right. I know there's a second one here. Okay. The other one that they put out was She Killed in Ecstasy, another fantastic one with, sadly, Soledad Miranda died at a very young age. And it's a shame. For a while, she was Jess Franco's muse, which Lena Romay would become. And though, of course, Lena Romay and Jess Franco would become a couple. And she was more like his muse. Like he found her in like, I think it was like, oh God, I'd have to look through it again now. Dracula with the mustache, which makes sense, Carlos, if you read the book. But unfortunately, budget really hurt that film. So here is the unaltered art for She Killed in Ecstasy, which I think is fantastic. Though I do find her look a little bit like Barbara Magnolfi there. Magnolfi. What's really cool about this one is it includes a CD soundtrack of not just She Killed in Ecstasy, but also the soundtrack for Vampire Lesbos and the soundtrack for The Devil Came from Akasava. And it gives you a, shows you here, and gives you a track list as well. So, interesting. It's good, Kentuku. Yeah, I wish the Kentuku would have done more. Next up is a classic. It is the ghost story in my opinion. And that is The Changeling. If you don't have this, high recommendations on The Changeling. It's a great film. Again, it has an amazing soundtrack. So this is one of those where, you want the soundtrack. Whether you get this version or the second sight version, just have this movie in your collection. It's really worth having. This is the limited edition one. I actually got this at my local shop. You look on the inside, you can see it has the nice sexy black case. I love this film. There's the CD soundtrack, and it's a really creepy, really good soundtrack. I don't think Changeling is out of print. to be honest with you. I think you can actually still buy there's a limited edition of this one. Sorry, there's a bundle of this one that has like a ball, like the ball. If you've ever seen the movie, there's a sequence where like a kid's like ball kind of bounces down this. It's really creepy actually. Bounces down the stairs. It's just a subtle like, and there's a scene where the ball appears. Yeah. So they got a bundle where you can actually buy this and buy like a kind of a repackaged of the ball actually. So, which is kind of neat. They put in like kind of fun, silly things sometimes with their bundles. One of their recent bundles, like Horror Party Beach bundle. I actually got that movie for my dad for his birthday. He loved it, and it has like a beach ball. If you there's a beach ball bundle you can get. So going back into some of the Italian stuff that I definitely got to recommend is Shocking Dark. This is a really fun one by Bruno Mattei. If you've never seen Shocking Dark, see Shocking Dark. The other name for it, of course, is the infamously Terminator 2. Of course, this was brought out before there was a Terminator 2, and it is pretty much the movie Aliens with a Terminator included in it as well. It's a really fun film. When they originally put this out, they actually had like they couldn't show it. They said with special slipcover, and the special slipcover is like the Terminator 2 cover. Super cool that they did that. Again, I think this one, so this is Bruno Mattei, and he's calling himself like Vincent Don on this one here. And this stars Greta Garetta, and she's the if you watch the movie Demons, she's the first one that gets turned into a demon. She her face gets scratched. Oh, my dad's no, that's nice. You know what? I don't know my dad's exact age, but no, he's definitely a lot younger. If you saw the video, then my dad was in actually a couple videos recently. And luckily, my dad is one of those guys that I don't think he ever ages. I think he's got like a portrait in a closet somewhere. So hopefully that bodes well for me in the future. But yeah, the girl, the first demon, the infamous one, yeah, and she's the star of this film. It's Greta Garetta right there, as you can see her. She's a Ripley character. She's the badass character in this. I love the Bruno Mattei films. Of course, the aliens look like super. Yeah, actually, Portrait of Dorian Gray, or Portrait of Dorian Gray. My favorite, one of my favorite authors of all time, is your dad's rocking them, man. Oh God. Anyway, so Oscar Wilde is one of my favorite authors. Anyway, this was trying to get out. Again, this one is written by you know who, James knows who. Claudia Fragazzo, that's who. Really fun film. Aliens are really cheap looking, but it's really fun. I do recommend it. Next up is Halloween 2, or Absurd. It is the real Halloween 2. It's a really cool, different film. Shocking. Ashley, have you seen the movie Aliens? The sequel Alien. If you have, now picture that movie with slightly worse with cheaper special effects and a Terminator. Okay, now you know what Shocking Dark is. Because that's kind of what it is. Basically, it's here we go. Look, best way to go. Tell me the sense familiar to you. In this bravura ripoff of both Aliens and Terminator, a team of badass Marines, a tough female civilian, and an orphan girl battle monsters beneath the Venice canals while being chased by an indestructible killer cyborg. Love this one. Absurd. Again, fantastic one. George Eastman. I always really love George Eastman stuff. Not only was he this big, lumbering, monstrous hulk of a man, he was also wrote a lot of the films that he was in, and some films that he wasn't in. He's actually a really good writer. A night, Corey, and hope you enjoy the when you get it. You think that Severin's got the rights? That would make sense, because we're seeing a lot of crossover between Second Sight and Severin. Make sure to check out Corey's channel and his music, both of which fantastic. So check them both out. Absurd. Definitely check this one out, guys. Really fun. Great interviews on this one. Strange film. All right, perfect. I'm actually looking forward to that. Kind of a semi-sequel to the movie Anthropophagus. If you have not seen that, I do recommend it as well. It's a really strange film. If you ever said, if it ever came along, he did a few of those westerns. Woody Strode is one of my dad's favorites, actually. If you ever had like some thought, man, I know what I'm missing in a film. I'm missing a film where a guy munches on his own intestines and eats a baby. If those words ever came out of your lips or almost did, then Anthropophagus is the film for you. But I personally like Absurd a bit better, actually. Time for the classic stuff again. Oh, my dad, trust me, my dad has watched Cowboys and Aliens. He loves that type of stuff. Jack the Ripper. If you didn't get this one when it came out, like there's a regular edition of it out now. It's really, really good. I do love this. I bought this one for my dad too as well. So I got him a copy when this came out for Christmas, I think last year. And great film. It's a British film. You see like lots of ones where like the Jack the Ripper that have been done later. It's not that. I actually have fun with it. It's a fun film. You can't go into Cowboys and Aliens expecting it to be like a good film. You got to go into Cowboys and Aliens expecting it's going to be kind of fun. They have been doing a lot with Second Sight, and it's not like a rivalry. They're kind of like they kind of go hand in hand. Like Severin's been really good with that. Like they've helped Second Sight with some stuff. Severin also like talks strong and highly about Vinegar Syndrome as well. And Vinegar Syndrome actually talks highly of Severin. It's really cool to see that, as opposed to like some of the slightly, definitely worth checking out, dude. Slightly more like, I'm not going to say the names, but the more toxic film companies out there that seem to be like kind of against everybody. You know what I'm talking about, James. You know what I'm talking about, guys. You guys know there's two companies, especially they work hand in hand. And oh man, they are. It is a dumpster fire of craziness with the stuff, and I got a feel, but we know what they're doing. Check GLRI post that. I like what some stuff Blue Underground's doing lately. I think you're talking about the Django thing. I'm not quite sure about all the stuff behind that. Usually when it's, there's a company, there's two, they work together. One of them has got the initials DF. He's up there now, isn't he? Let's see. Oh, he's cleaning his pots over there. Jack the Ripper. Fantastic one, guys. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, I got to carve this one up because it's got like nudity on it. Look. Oh, Bruno. Oh, I'll show you. He's turned the other way now. That's Bruno. Bruno's, whenever you see like a cat down here, normally, Bruno's the one that comes down. When I'm upstairs, sometimes you might get to see like Hubert, not likely, or Scaredy. But in my earlier videos, my cat that's passed away now, Smokey, would be on a lot of them. And in the early videos, it was always the general. It was always Whitey. I was like, I've got a house here, so there's one of there's two other stories to go to, and they all have their favorite spots. So, strongly recommend it. I got to find. I know, and I got to get it, James. I have, I have like 4 editions of New York Ripper, and I'm still getting the new one. So this is Emmanuel. I'm sorry, I had to censor this, guys. Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. I normally don't like cannibal films. I'm not a huge fan of those, but I really do like this film. Maybe it's because I got like I definitely like Lord Gemser, and but this film was kind of fun. It was, it didn't get I don't really like the gross cannibal stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but this one was definitely. You don't have any, right? I'm gonna get it for a fourth time, so I got to suck up a bit. Let my cat like clean himself without being. Okay. But yeah, really good film actually. Donald Bryan from Dr. Butcher MD is in this one here. Monica Zanchi, who was in a couple other Emmanuel films, his sister Emmanuel, she's been in a couple of them actually, is on there as well. Emmanuel the Last Campbell's got some great features on here. Also, as the, I'm pretty sure this, does this not have a soundtrack? I think it does. Yep. I guess, can I show you this? Yeah, I can. It's got a, I've seen Wrong Turn, man. I got all 6 of Wrong Turn films. It's got a soundtrack on here as well. There's no need to do that, right? Good. I just noted, what I did notice is that it has 2 covers. So, wow, there's a reversible cover. So it has the limited edition slip, which doesn't look at all like the 2 covers that are on the inside. And I can show you the inside cover because there's no nudity on it. And that is this one right here, Emmanuel the Last Cannibal. And there is another nudity-free inside cover, which is, actually I'll show you guys. Emmanuel the Last Cannibals. So really well done, really well put together package. There is nudity though on the slip. Actually, I just can't show that on on YouTube. But if you want to go on Severin's site, you'll see it there. I think this one's still available. If it is, and you're a Emmanuel fan, you like Lord Gemser, definitely recommend it, especially if you're going to be getting the April package, which is what I'm going to be talking about in a couple minutes. To be completely honest with you guys, which is what I'm thinking of getting with my birthday money. I'm in between. I'm going to get you guys to help me try and just kind of decide. So last but definitely not least, this arm for you. Whoop. Let's say if you ever end up getting any like Emmanuel stuff, you can definitely send it my way. I will take it, James. Also Ilsa. Also the Video Nasties documentaries, Video Nasties Volume 1 and Video Nasties Volume 2. Great documentaries, great trailer tapes as well. Definitely 110%, guys. If you've never checked these out, check these out. Am I buying the Anaconda set? Not right away, but it's one that's on my list and kind of a down the road type of thing. So, going to pick it up, but not right away. Emmanuel. Well, they are, there's erotic aspects to them. The Lord Gemser Emmanuels, though, do have a bit more of the, I guess you call high adventure style into them as well. They're because her Emmanuel character isn't the same as like the Emmanuel's like traveling around the world, experiencing all the pleasures. Like Sylvia Crystal's Emmanuel. Her Emmanuel character is a journalist, is a reporter. So that usually dictates where her story goes, whether she's going up against a cannibal tribe or she's stuck in a women's prison. Don't always have nice endings, actually, especially when Claudia Vergasso writes it. And that's like, I think, one of the women's prison ones that she's in. And there's a George Eastman one coming out now. And let's get to that, by the way, guys. The April package is out, and I kind of slightly mentioned it before, but it was like on a Disney video, so I didn't really get into it that much. And well, it's up for Von Women's Prison. I want that one, actually. I had that in my hand at the Fantastic Bay Street video, but they only had the DVD. I'm not sure. Is there a Blu-ray? I think there's a Blu-ray, right? They only had the DVD of that one, and there's 2 Francos, like Sinful Erotica and another one that was put around that time. But they only had the DVD editions of those, so I wanted to wait to get them on Blu-ray. Because, I'm a completist, so that type of stuff I would definitely grab. So the April bundle package for Severin is Death Warmed Up, which is the Australian one, which James is getting. There is Emmanuel and Francois, and I think that might be the Eastman one. Or maybe the Eastman's the other one, Escape from Women's Prison, which is another kind of Emmanuel style film. It also has a t-shirt, which I'll show you guys in a second. It has a art print, a 5x7 art print. It has like a pin, and if you've never gotten a Severin pin, trust me, I got my first Severin pin in the Black Gloves package, and I'm so impressed. I want so many more of them. They're awesome. This one has a George Eastman pin. It's got a Death Warmed Up sticker, and it's got a brain stress ball. I'm not joking. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this on here. I'll kind of, just for the, I kind of want the package. I'm not going to, oh God. So, this is going to be really hard to see, but I'm just going to try and get it there kind of at an angle. So this package here is like, runs at $96. There is a smaller package, a Death Bundled Up package. It doesn't do an interview. I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't got a chance to check it out. It's a shame, really. There's like a Death Bundled Up one, which is just the Death Warmed Over package, which has the, well, it doesn't have the other two films, but it's got Death Warmed Up and the T-shirt and that. What's really cool is Death Warms Up's case inside of the, that's its case. Look, the black one there. That's what's under that slipcover. That's awesome. I really like that. You can also buy the Emmanuel films on their own in a bundle if you didn't want to get them, and that's the Sleaze Friday. Nice. Sleaze's Risen bundle, which has the Emmanuel films. Now Corey picked up recently, and this is my dilemma, guys. And give me your thoughts here. There is the April package. It has what I just mentioned, but they also put out the Hemisphere Horrors box set, and as far as I know, that is still available. It's going to be coming out in April. And I missed out on the Blood Island one, and I was really, really upset and sad about that, actually. But I kind of want the Hemisphere Horrors one more. And I might get this over the April package, actually, because I'll be able to afford this one a bit more. It's got Curse of the Vampires, the Blood Drinkers, the Black Cat, the Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. Yes, that is Leonardo DiCaprio. I like DiCaprio. And Brain of Blood. I kind of want this. I kind of really want this. Yep, Critters 3. A bunch of features on here as well. Oh, I really want this. I think I made my decision. With Severin Films here in Canada, when they put out a set, when they put out something, if you buy $100 worth, then it's free shipping, right? So this one is $59.99. If I can get that one, maybe I can get like something smaller. Then I can actually. I can get the $100 free shipping. Guys, I think I made up my mind. Thank you so much. Just talking about it with you guys there. Yeah, is anybody else picking up the Hemisphere Horrors set? Guys, yes, you should. And if you have not picked it up, again, Skinner, strongly recommend that one. Oh, perfect. So the Hemisphere Horror package, that's the, pretty sure that's the John Ashley-ish style stuff, right? Oh, Hal Adamson. You got to pre-order. See, I'm thinking I should. See, I got a code when I bought my stuff, because the stuff came late. You know, the Black Friday stuff. Everybody knows, but you know the kerfuffle with the Black Friday stuff. But when it came, it was worth the wait. Honestly, worth the wait. So I got like I got a code. So I better. This is definitely one to grab. Hey, I like Sherman, Sam Sherman, Eddie Garcia's interviewed on here. Yeah, I think this is the one to go for. They're super. If you like the kind of like the Filipino horror stuff, the stuff that was put up by Eddie Romero. Oh, really? See, I really like the April titles, especially like Grandmother's House. That was fantastic. I found it anyway. I really like that film. Let me bring it up here now. because that was my other thing. So I could have went with Vinegar Syndrome, right? Because they're putting it packaged. And you guys, you use code on Invasion of the Blood Farmers. I don't get that one. Is that a good one? It's really cool and cheesy. See, because the April package is Corruption of Chris Miller. Definitely a hard find. Dark Room. Kind of a slasher, a lost slasher. Grandmother's House, which is one that I do like. So that got Brink Stevens in it. And Skinflix has an audio commentary by Sharon Mitchell. Now I'm up in the air. Do I get the Hemisphere Horror box set? Do I get these Vinegar Syndromes? If you guys are fans of Just to This podcast, which I hope you are, and I hope you've at least seen my episode or listened to my episode of Just to This podcast, I will be on it again, and I think we're going to tape it sometime this week. So, like for next month, it'll probably drop next month, and I'm going to be talking Vinegar Syndrome again. Oh yeah, unfortunately, yes. For those that weren't aware, we did lose one of the great directors and kind of like makeup man, like a special effects artist, and that is John Kerr Bushler, who had been like fighting cancer for a long time. I don't think anybody knew how bad it had gotten, but it's definitely, the fight was there. He sadly succumbed to the cancer, and hopefully his family is doing well. It's as best as it can be, and rest in peace, John Kerr Bushler. You made the definitive look for Jason, in my opinion, when you did part 7. He just looks awesome, and you missed, dude. But yeah, there we go. Vinegar Syndrome package, Severin package. I've got a decision to make, and I also got another decision to make, because I'm still trying to figure. I got the Bergman set, and as you guys know, because I talk about this all the time now, and I'm still thinking, curated or chronological. I don't know which way to go. Unfortunately, that is true. It's something that did happen, and the horror community has been very, But yeah, he shall be missed. Anyway, guys, at 82 minutes, which is pretty much the sweet spot when it comes to the length of like a... Yeah. Time for tea, Bruno. Time for milk. He's not much of a milk guy, actually. He's more of like, he likes his water, and he likes his treats. He likes his treats. We've got this like salmon oil treat, and it actually makes their fur look nice. Anyway, guys, I am Aaron. You guys are the Movie Club. Movie Mac James, it's been a while since you guys have been here. Hopefully it's not going to be so long since I see you here again. Everybody, you guys are fantastic. Thanks for going off topic as much as possible, because it makes these videos even more interesting. Yeah, definitely. Please hit the like button. If you're on the Twitter machine, always feel free to, and Scolder, I gotta thank you for doing this, actually, for tweeting out my video and like tagging the company that I talk about, because it does actually do it does actually mean a lot, and it gets like I gotta watch the Critter stuff soon. I got the box set, and I'm gonna review the whole thing, actually. Thank you guys. Have a great evening. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.